Reggae Interviews. Word sound power.
This is Reggae Interviews. We are here up at Camp Habitat up in the hills in Irish Town. We are beside one of the emerging creatives in the landscape of Jamaican music. We are here with Ziah Push. How are we doing today, brother?
Bless up, sir. Give thanks. Excellent. Yeah.
Well, I think it's always a joy to actually sit down and reason with some of the creatives, and I'm going to say some of the creatives behind the scenes, because some of the people that may be watching may not be familiar with the name, but they'll be definitely familiar with some of the works that you have done a massive contribution towards.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Yeah, we've just been working behind the scenes for a couple of years now and thing. So I guess a lot of the works you'll definitely be familiar with within the space. Like Royalty, Protoje, Lila Ike, Solitude. The list goes on and on.
Yeah. Now, you've just mentioned a couple of tracks there, like Royalty, big song from Proto, and Solitude was from the debut EP that Lila put out 5 years ago, 2020, and that song that you worked on, Solitude, was a song that I think really sort of like touched the hearts of people, just because I think of the actual production, Lila's vocals, but also the timing when that actual song dropped as well.
Yeah, man, the timing. When that song came out, it was just in the middle of the pandemic, I said everybody was just locked in and stressed out, and it was sort of like just a relief to hear something like that, and just the timing. It really resonated with a lot of people within the space. I say I will give thanks for that.
Yeah,
man.
And I know that in more recent times you've also contributed working with Lila Ike on the single Good and Great. You worked with people like Joby J, songs like TLC Last Time, Coco Jones, YG Marley, so the list goes on and on.
Yeah. No, we've just been working, my brother, as you can see. With the studio every day, so it's more of a lifestyle than anything else. Get up in the morning, exercise, we make some juice, go skate, come back in, go studio. It's more of a lifestyle than anything else, and the work will speak for that.
Yeah,
that's it.
Let's share, or let's explore a little bit about how Ziah Push actually became into that sort of producer's role, because I know that to become a producer, it's not something that a lot of people are going to go to college or anything to do. It's going to be something that you're going to learn as you go along. Now, how did you sort of like make that transition from school into music?
Interesting story. To tell you the truth, I remember one day I was in a taxi leaving school going to Santa Cruz, and I remember distinctly hearing a song come on the radio, Love and Affection by Pressure, and I was just so mind blown by the sound of this song, by the bass line. I'm like, yo, I need to understand what this is. I need to know who made the music for this.
Okay. And
it just so turned out that the producer for that track was none other than Don Corleone. Yeah, so I say, no man, this is great, I say. And I remember at the time I had a friend by the name of Louis Planter. Louis, big up yourself. Anywhere in the world you're there, big up yourself. Louis Planter, knew Don Corleone. By the way, all three of us, Louis, myself, and Don, we all went to the same high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was just a great thing, just how all of that came about. But anyway, Louis introduced me to Don Corleone, and I said, we talked for a bit, and he was like, yo, you need to forward a town, come a town, let's link up and make some music. And it was really from there, just being under the umbrella of Don Corleone, I get to learn the thing from a different perspective, I get to understand the music, the ins and outs of it, and just grow it from there. Yeah.
So just from what you've just said to me, so home growing up for you was in St. Elizabeth?
Well, it's really Manchester still.
Okay.
Yeah, but go school at St. Elizabeth. You don't know.
Okay.
Monroe College, and it was a boarding situation, so it was, just them kind of vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your first sort of like footsteps into studio in Kingston was at Don Corleone. Was this when he was up at Cherry Garden?
Cherry Gardens. Yeah, man, Cherry Gardens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of that take bus from country come a town.
Wow.
Yeah, man, just the studio for days and days, and just seeing the whole process and getting to be a part of that, and just seeing the artists and being able to just to get a glimpse of it from like a professional level was a great inspiration for me, and just a chance for me to have my own perspective of the entire thing and how it works. Yeah.
So I know that we're going back a while, but can you recall some of the people that Don Corleone was working with when you were going into the studio with him?
Yeah, man, during them time, the people like Pressure Bus Pipe, same way, Vibes Cartel, people like Wayne Marshall, Tess and Shin one at the time, just Jack Cure as well, you know, these types of artists, Popcorn same way. So yeah, more that their own studio and seeing all of this going on. Protoje as well, because when me just start link with Don Corleone, fresh out of high school, them time the Proto, he was working on him first album.
7-year itch.
No, sorry. The first album had already dropped. The album did just dropped.
So this is 2011?
Yeah, 2011. Wow. The album just dropped, and I'm like, yo, what is this? And at the same time, during that time, he was working on tracks for his second album. So I got a chance to, play some guitar, actually produce one of the track them on that, and play some violin for one of the track them. So it was just a great start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew that you actually produced something on one of Protoje's earlier albums.
Yeah, man. A song named I think it named Someone Like You.
Yep.
With Tess and Chin. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And come my way. I played violin on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's what I love about these reasonings, because as we're talking, there's so many things that are sort of like coming out, and I feel that it's so important for the viewers, the people that are listening to the music, to actually understand who some of the creatives behind the scenes are as well.
Yeah. True. It's a great thing, man. Great thing.
Because I think, we were reasoning off air, and I was explaining to you that I'm a selector as well, so I've been collecting vinyl, and I think back in the day you would always associate a record label with a certain producer. So, if you saw the blue label, it's King Jammies and so forth. Now we're obviously taking in and absorbing music in a digital fashion, and sometimes I feel that some of the musicians, the creatives, the producers, sometimes we don't quite know who's responsible.
Yeah, no, it's true. I definitely agree. I feel like just the way the music is made, and like the pace at which it is being made as well, has definitely changed over the years, and that has impacted just a lot of things, just from how the artists them market them thing, from the type of output the producers them have their output for actually have a chance for build a catalog that is substantial, just things like that. The technology as well. Yep. That's available to us now is a different thing back then. Like back then you never have no auto-tune, you never have none of them things. And this is just before my time, way before my time. So for somebody going to the studio and say, yo, them a go voice a song, like you had to be able to do the thing. If you couldn't do the thing, yeah, you have to deliver upon a real level, you know what I say?
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously over time, technology give us a chance for, fast track the process and thing. So I guess it's just a different thing, like, and I can't even bash it cause me come up in the more technological era. You know what I say? Me no know nothing about reel to reel. Me no know nothing about 8-track and them thing. Yeah, my only experience with them things is through search internet. You know what I say? No, everything is computer. So it's just a different process. Like I say, I can't bash it, but it's just the time that we're in. It's the time of me in and now. So yeah, I feel just adapt with it.
Yeah. I mean, like, thinking back to working with Don Corleone, what were the key things that you were taught by Don Corleone that you still use to this day in your own productions?
Artists them find song. At the end of the day, it's that matter. Find song, make the music speak for itself. You know what I say? But more from a technical standpoint still. I must always emphasize quality of sound, you know what I say? So quality equipment, you know what I say? Spending the time to make sure I say whatever is being recorded is of the highest quality. But not just music, not just the music, but also the artist delivery. You know what I say? So if an artist have voice and he might make a mistake at X point, it have to go do over and over until him get it the right way. So it was just that type of a vibes where there was attention to detail. There was
quality control.
That's the term.
That's the
quality
term.
quality control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was my experience.
Yeah, and I guess that, you know, in the works that you're doing, you know, in more recent times as well, I guess that that's something that you've sort of developed an ear for and a sound, and sometimes it's worth taking that extra time, because once the song is out, you can't fix it back.
Yeah, that's it, 100%. And I guess without me even realizing it too, just from the training, just from the exposure from them time, some things is just, I guess, just second nature. And even in like the creative process of like making a song with an artist, I would have preferred for, like, just like how me and you the writers have a conversation, would have preferred to sit with the artist and hold a reasoning. Probably we'll play some chess or play some domino or something, we'll go cook some food. Them kind of thing that will help build the vibes, and probably go for a guitar and play some cards while them are trying to figure out some things. So it's more of like it's more of like an in-depth process, you know what I say? Yes. We have build our vibes then, and them thing they usually reflecting at the record itself. So, yeah.
In terms of like musical instruments, give our viewers a little bit of an insight into some of the musical instruments that you play. I know that you're very accomplished in playing the violin, self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught, man.
Okay.
So play violin, of course. Play some keys, some guitar. Like, I can obviously help myself with most of these instruments. Like, what I always try and go for is principles that are applicable right across the board. So I guess once you have a certain understanding of the basic concepts, then you can just transfer what you know from X to Y to Z. Yeah, but violin, that's my favorite instrument, and it's more than just an instrument for me. Like, I feel like that instrument that saved my life though, because when me discovered that instrument, it was a very, I guess, a very volatile time just within my development, just as a youth, as a teen, and discovered the violin, and it was a way for me to channel energy that could have easily been used to do negative things. I turned it into something positive, turned it into something beautiful. So violin will always be significant in that regard to me. Yeah.
Now, as I was walking around Camp Habitat earlier, I noticed that there was a cello as well, and my daughters both love playing the cello, and I was so surprised to see the cello. Is that something that you've taken up as well?
Yeah. So I've, same thing.
Okay. Principles
and how I can use what I understand in one aspect and like transfer it to the next thing. I've been testing out the cello. I've done a few recordings, with it along with the violin. Obviously, I'm not as good just yet. I mean, that's gonna take some practice, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, I think it's great that you're sort of incorporating the string elements into your sounds as well, which we've heard on previous productions as well, because I think that historically or traditionally, strings is not something that's really featured heavily in a lot of productions from Jamaica.
Yeah, that's true, and I guess it's something that I recognize too from early. So I'm like, maybe I could implement this in like more of my productions. Good and great. That's a violin phrase as well that we play upon the rhythm. But yeah, just I feel like it definitely has a place. It has a space within this space.
Yes.
So that is something where I definitely plan to investigate more. Something I plan to explore some more and see what comes of it.
Yeah, because I think I'm thinking back. Some of the classic albums. The one that comes to mind is the John Holt 1,000 Volts of Hold. There was obviously the Jamaican recordings, and then the strings were sort of added over in London, and that made that album become a household name. In every person from the West Indian community in England would have to have that album. Yeah,
and that's a good example of just how a song like that can be used, in the genre, in just interesting ways to like make something memorable. So that's definitely something that can be explored further.
Yeah. So what's your process in terms of working on a new production with an artist? Just, I don't know, let's just say that Proto's working on a new album or an EP. How does that creative process work between Ziah Push and the artist?
Just vibes, just energy, like reasonings. You know, when I take up the guitar, maybe my drum machine, something would be probably in the studio vibing. You know, he'd come up with an idea. And you know, I'm like, all right, cool, maybe we can go there with it, maybe we can go there with it. Just building, like bouncing ideas off of each other to see how best we can like make something of it. So it's like that's usually how I work still. And that's I find that like my bigger songs tend to come like that.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
And it feels as though this space that we're in right now, the Habitat Camp, it seems like it was very visionary in the creation of this space, because I think it gives people like yourself, other artists, a chance to actually express their creativity.
Yeah. Oh man, 100%. I always say that this space, you know, it's allowed me to discover myself. It's allowed me the time and the space to really figure out what I'm trying to do, to figure out where I'm trying to go with it. It's just one of those spaces, man. It's special. It's a really special
place.
Yeah. 100.
We've sort of spoken and explored a little bit of your journey in the production side, behind the scenes, but at the same time, we know that from looking at some of your social media works, there's another side, another creative element to Ziah Push, which is as an artist as well. Let's talk a little bit about this then.
Yeah, I mean, I've always, that's something that I've always been on a level, but you know, it's I guess it's, I've been that more to myself, and like in my mind, like I've always had this vision of like, yo, I could make some really big songs and like tour the world and like all of these things. I guess now I really get a chance to take it serious, just because after working with all of these different artists and like finding these amazing songs, it made me realize the power of words, like just how powerful words are, how powerful a song is. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, I think I have some things that I'd like to say, things that may be of value to the people of the world,
society.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna take this on. And like I've just been thankful and grateful that I've been in a space where that's my peers and like people around me have been really supportive. You know, they've been like, yo, you have to do this, you need to do this, like we need music from you, the people need to hear what you have to say. So yeah, I'm just gonna give that a shot now.
And here in summer 2025 we have the debut single from Ziah Push, which is called Millions.
Yeah man, just look out for that song there. Great song, amazing song. Millions is, you know, it's one of those it's gonna be one of those really relatable songs, but there's an underlining message. There's like a subtext there that promotes wealth generation, that promotes generational wealth. So Millions, you know, it could have be a song where, you know, it's Friday afternoon, you're coming home from work and you're like, yo, I've got millions on my mind. Yeah, or it could be a song where, you know, you're already stable, but you're thinking that I'd want to build some wealth, some generational wealth for the future of me. So yeah, look out for that tune there. I got millions on my mind, yeah. Me dream city, money the door flow frequently. Cash flow no slow, we have bills to pay, yeah. Billions on my mind, yeah. Tell the boss me now come in Monday. No me would have been me own a boss. Hey, watch out now, could never doubt my capabilities. That's why we put in the work, forget the asset without the liabilities. Stick to the plan, yeah man, me leverage it. And turn the mickle to muckle, watch how the thing I build. System never designed for we win, me nah no time for lipping, and that no wise for living. I forget more on a throne, calm and a king. That's why me put a song pan redeem. Well, yeah. Millions on my mind, yeah. Yeah, look out for it, see?
What can you share today with our viewers about the visuals for Millions?
Just wait and see. I won't say anything else. Just wait and see. Yeah.
Okay. Now, this new single is in partnership with Ineffable Records, right? Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about the importance of that partnership with Ineffable.
I can't do everything myself. You know, I have a vision, I have some music that I want to put out, and there are people in this world that have the tools, have the know-how to get it done. Like, why not partner? Like, why not figure out a win-win, you know, where both parties can walk away with something and like just work on that. Yeah. Simple as that.
I feel that we're in this sort of like world right now where artists want to collab with artists. Yeah. Artists want to work with different producers. Artists want to collab with labels because that sort of like unity is actually helping to push and grow the music to a wider audience.
Yeah, no, 100%. Collaborations are very important in music. Just because, let's say, you and I were to do a collab. I'm just starting out, you're well established. Let's say you have, 50 million fans. I get a chance to collaborate with you. That then opens the door for me. If it's even 1,000 of your 50 million fans, like I have 1,000 more fans. So collaborations are important, man. It helps to spread the music across. It helps to evolve the music too. It's like a catalyst for the evolution of the music. Just because music, it's not just an art. It's also cultural expression. It's also culture, and one of the key characteristics of culture is that it is dynamic. It's always changing. It's never static. So I just feel like collaborations definitely aid in that. You know what I say?
Yeah. Now, I feel as though there's going to be a development of a bigger project following on from the release of Millions. What sort of insights can you give into what the vision is? What's going on in your mindset in terms of what you want to do going forwards now?
Just make more music. Figure out like who wants to hear what I want to say.
Okay.
And just give them more music.
More music.
You know what I say? Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And alongside, obviously, your creativity as an artist, the name is Ziah Push. Yeah. Obviously, we're still going to keep hearing your works behind the board as well.
Yeah, man. That never stops. As I say, it's a lifestyle. You know what I say? We get up every day. We make music every day. It's not that thing where we even think about. You know, that's just a part. Yeah, it's just a part of who me is. So as soon as I get up in the morning, I go do some skating and come back in, make some food. Studio. Yeah.
Skating seems like a really big thing here in Jamaica, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely on the rise. Big up to people like Girls Skate, same way. You know, I've worked closely with them as well. They're my sisters.
Okay.
You know what I say? And that's like skateboard culture. I myself, I'm not much of a skateboarder. I'm an inline skater, so that's just how I burn calories. That's how I keep my mind clear. That's, that I like. Yeah. My thing to stay in shape and to stay sane.
Now, one closing question that I have for you is the name Ziah Push.
Yeah.
Give us a bit of an insight into where does that name originate from? How did you create that name Ziah Push?
You know, so really and truly, I got part of the name from high school. So initially it was Mosiah. Just cause my brethren them did think me look like Marcus Mosiah Garvey at the time. I don't know, maybe the round face, I don't know. But yeah, after that now, reaching at the professional space, I said, alright, maybe me need to change it to Ziah. I shorten it to Ziah. Work with that and thing. But then I realized that Ziah needs a purpose. Ziah needs like a mission statement. And I thought about it and I'm like, from ever since, I've always understood that greatness takes persistence. Greatness takes tenacity. It takes guts, you know what I say? It takes you being able to push past your fears, to push past setbacks, disappointments. And I'm like, that's it.
Okay.
Ziah Push.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the key things that you sort of feel that younger aspiring creatives that want to go into production, what are the key things that they need to actually focus on in order to take those first footsteps?
Figure out what it is that you want to do first and be willing to fail. Be willing to suck at something, be willing to be horrible at it, because that's the only way you're gonna grow. That's the only way you're gonna come to grips with where you actually are. So just do some things, make some mistakes, and like try and fix those mistakes.
Yeah.
Got
to have thick skin, right?
Yeah. That's it. You have to just know within yourself. Just know what you want. You know what I say? And try not to listen too much to outside noise. Look around. It's quiet. There's not a noise in earshot right now. So yeah, just figure out what you want and like make some mistakes. Yeah.
Well, look, Zia Push, it's been an honor to sit down and hold a reasoning just to get a little bit of an insight into your journey. And we're going to look forward to the single Millions and, of course, more great works to come as well. Yeah. So we give thanks for your time today. Enough respect.
Yeah, man. Give thanks.
Reggae Interviews. Word Sound Power.